Malacanang on Tuesday says it will support the refiling of a new case by the Justice Department after a panel of prosecutors cleared alleged drug lord Peter Lim. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque on Tuesday makes a statement in response to criticism of the decision of a DOJ panel made last December but was only publicized Monday. Roque says, quote, "If upon review the DOJ finds reason to reverse the dismissal, then it will be reversed. If, however, it is necessary to file additional evidence, we will prompt the police authorities to do so." He also says Malacanang won't allow a big fish to go away if there is evidence to go after him. Roque admits Malacanang is concerned about the dismissal since it was President Rodrigo Duterte himself who publicly accused them of being the biggest drug lord in the Visayas. Duterte and Lim even had a meeting where the president told the businessman to cooperate with the government's probe into his links to the drug trade. Duterte also publicly named Peter Co and Kerwin Espinosa as drug lords in various speeches. The charges against Co and Espinosa were also dropped by the DOJ panel. Roque says Aguirre has not given any report on why the information was kept from the public, but he says the case is far from being case closed. The Philippine National Police already filed a motion for reconsideration to reverse the DOJ decision. Senate leaders say it will be impossible to pass the measure seeking to postpone the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections from May to October this year. Senate President Coco Pimentel and Majority Leader Tito Soto say there is not much time left for the chamber to discuss it, considering many senators oppose the measure. There is no counterpart bill filed in the Senate as of Tuesday. Soto says, quote, "It's physically impossible unless it's certified as urgent, then we'll suddenly work overtime. But many of us are against it. It's difficult to accommodate it." Pimentel says they will treat the measure normally and will conduct the usual hearings if ever they do tackle it. Congress only has 5 session days left. It is set to go on break from March 24 to May 13. The elections is set on May 14. The House Committee on Suffrage on Monday approved proposals to postpone the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections to October 8, a move seen to push for the plebiscite for the new constitution. Rappler lawyer Francis Lim questions the Bureau of Internal Revenue's grounds for filing a criminal complaint against Rappler Holdings Corporation's 2 executives for allegedly evading 133.8 million pesos in taxes. The BIR last week claimed Rappler profited from the sale of Philippine depositary receipts to 2 foreign entities in 2015. It said Rappler should pay income and value-added tax for the transaction. The BIR added Rappler is subject to income tax and VAT because the social news network is a dealer in securities. But Lim says just because Rappler issued PDRs does not make it a dealer in securities. He also says Rappler sold the PDRs to Omidyar Network and North Base Media in 2015, but the company did not buy back the PDRs. The tax code defines a dealer in securities as a merchant of stocks or securities, whether an individual, partnership, or corporation, with an established place of business, regularly engaged in the purchase of securities and the resale thereof to customers. That is, one who, as a merchant, buys securities and resells them to customers with a view to the gains and profits that may be derived therefrom. Lim also says the capital raised from issued PDRs do not generate income as of now. He says, quote, "There is no income taxable event, so to speak. When you raise capital, that's not income." Lim adds Rappler definitely did not evade any tax obligations. The House Justice Committee will miss its deadline on Wednesday to pass draft articles of impeachment against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. Oriental Mindoro Representative Reynaldo Umali says there are disagreements over what allegations to include. Umali says they will finish it Monday or Tuesday next week. The articles of impeachment will then be put to a vote before the House plenary. Umali says the articles of impeachment will definitely include Sereno's missing statements of assets, liabilities, and net worth, tax deficiency, and procurement issues within the SC, such as the purchase of a luxury vehicle. The committee is debating whether to include calls made by the Deputy Court Administrator to Muntinlupa judges handling the drug charges of Senator Laila de Lima. Umali says they want to present the articles of impeachment as comprehensive. He adds the articles will try to paint a big picture of how Sereno is not fit to be Chief Justice, and that will include her psychiatric makeup. The Psychological Association of the Philippines earlier expressed opposition to using years-old evaluations for any current purpose. PAP said it is incorrect to say Sereno failed a psychological examination. Blogger Jover Lario of Pinoy Ako Blog files a civil complaint against pro-Duterte bloggers Ray Joseph Nieto or Thinking Pinoy and Alan Choi Sas Rogando Sasot, citing violations of the Data Privacy Act and the right to free speech. Lario says her outing as the anonymous author behind Pinoy Ako Blog by Nieto and Sasot is a violation of the Data Privacy Act. In the entry on Thinking Pinoy's site, Lario's personal information such as her full name, her school, and the user credentials for her blog were publicized. Lario's complaint says she has been at the receiving end of harassment and threats from the supporters of Nieto and Sasot as a result of the doxing. Lario also said she was forced to take a leave of absence from school and resign from her place of work. She is asking for over 2 million pesos in damages, broken down into the following: 1 million pesos in moral damages, 1 million pesos in exemplary damages, 100,000 pesos in nominal damages, and 50,000 pesos in attorney's fees. Lario's blog entries contain fact checks and criticism of the Duterte administration. Her identity was traced after pro-Duterte bloggers looked into the identity of Kokoy Dayao, her webmaster, whom they dubbed as Kokoy Gate.